Hold that thought. Okay, we're going live. I wanted to put some candles on, but hopefully you could see my face. Hello, post-traumatic stress syndrome buddies world. Currently sitting down in my little circle here, watching Suicide Squad, which I love, and I don't own the rights to that as well. I might just say that above. For the past probably 9 or 8 weeks, I've been going through ongoing stress, anxiety, attacks, etc., which had made me to move out of my home, get my kids out of school, which they have both been in since kindergarten, and move in with my mother. And really, I just wanted to get the opportunity to share my experience, so maybe it could be a warning to others, or I don't know, it could help in some way. And also for myself to sort of make a recording of actually what's been happening in my life. So, I live in Sydney, in what you call, I don't know, in a home provided by the government, which I pay rent to. I live with my 2 daughters. I've been suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome for a very long time. The reason being, which I'm going through my counselors and things like that, which I think I've mentioned in other videos before, is that I have multiple partners when I was a young girl, which I had really no business. Sorry, that's my Connect. Sorry, business of doing. And I was in situations at a very young age that I really didn't need to be into. Sorry about that, I'm just trying to organize this. And I'm married, de facto, as we call here in Australia. I have a neighbor, which here is, you know, we sort of talk to one another and that sort of thing. Try to help as much as I can. Sort of how I met her was, I bumped into her in a petrol station, which is not far from here, and not even 2 days later, she was in my local neighborhood, and we made a friendship out of that, and out of that friendship, which lasted probably at that stage about 2 to 3 months, she helped me out during some really trying times. I helped her out through many trying times, and it all turned to what you could say sour. And now I'm very fearful of her. I have moved away from my home. I am hopefully tomorrow going to my local establishment of government over here so I could get help to move out of my neighborhood. I've become very fearful. My anxiety level is really at a max. I'm doing daily struggles with it. I was supposed to have a conversation with Jamie probably about 6-7 weeks ago. I wasn't able to because of the amount of stress that I was going through. And here I am now, the night before I need to go and talk to Housing Commission, and I'm really a wreck, really. My nerves are very high. I have a lot of information saying that she has threatened me, she has threatened my kids, she's thrown a rock at my daughter's window. That was 10 weeks ago now. And that day I actually called police. The police actually came last night because she was tormenting me again through just standing outside and calling my birth name. And yeah, just the mental sort of trauma of it all. I have a lot of issues with triggers and that sort of thing, and she knows every single trigger to sort of, you know, and that's the reason actually why I'm part of this group. You guys have helped me enormously. Oh, crap. And it's been able to help me get on, actually, with my studies and everything else. So, mainly the reason why I'm doing this is to say, you know, even though there's everything that sort of can come at you, if you have your, what I call things in place beforehand, before you lose your cool, before you get to that dark place that I think we all have been to, when you're crying without a stop, or you're doing crazy things without a stop, or you're making decisions that don't really make sense. I mean, I dragged my entire family from a really bad situation to my mom's place. I've been there now for about 10, 11 weeks. It's driving me nuts so crazy. I'm in my early 40s, and I haven't been living with my mother for a decade. I have full support from my family, which is great, but it's very tiring. It's very... I'm shaking all the time, especially when I come back to this home here in Sydney. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And the guilt just sort of takes over as well, because I brought my daughters back last night, and she continued, and I had 3 police cars at the front of my house, and I had 3 police cars, I don't want to confuse this, and 8 police officers turned up to my house within 15 minutes, and I'm quite grateful, actually, for the attention that police gave me, but at the same time, they're not willing to help, or unwilling to help, because they just think I'm just another person that's exaggerating the situation to a stage where I'm not exaggerating the situation. I'm fearful. My anxiety levels go up and down. I'm even now just explaining to you the situation about this neighbor is just making my, anxiety go further, further, further. I see there's one live person. If you want to ask any questions, please do so. It's very tiring. So anyway, with my neighbor, I want to really sort of do a sortie as well, to my understanding. As I said, I mentioned there was a lot of things. I gave her about 2 or 3 chances. She's addicted to ice. I'm not addicted to ice. I don't like ice. I am actually trying to work to become a youth worker so I could help youth with the problem of ice. I'm very against it. Here in Australia, they're doing a lot of programs lately. Anyway, she caused me enormous amount of stress, enormous amount of anxiety that really didn't need to be caused. Accusing myself and my partner of things that we obviously didn't do, or a lot of what you could say accusations, especially online on Facebook, where we were hurting our children when we were doing this to our kids, that she's trying to get help for everything, that please exclude me from everything, and it's really everything that she was doing to us, she was saying I was doing to her. So she's a very clever person, and yeah, it's creeping the hell out of me, really. I've been to police. As I said, tomorrow I'm going to my local housing office sort of thing to try to get some help. I'm taking my daughters with me as well, and to see if I can move closer to my mother. Also, too, my mom is not sick, but she's going through a trial as well, where she has problems with her eyes, and I can't really rely with her for, babysitting duties and that sort of thing. So I'm coming back to where I live to try to go back to see. That's cool. The land down under. Love to go there one day. Oh, it's beautiful. Andrew, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, it's beautiful here. I live in Sydney. I'm going down to the south if you look it up, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's fantastic. I've been here for 20 years. It's breathtaking. Whereabouts are you from? I'd love to know. I live in sort of the middle of Sydney too, which is a nice area, but close to the freeway, close to amenities and that sort of thing, which is quite amazing because it's very quiet at the moment. It's let me see, 7:45 at night on Monday. Sort of quietish for Monday, actually. I'm just trying to look for my lighter. And yeah, it's a beautiful country. I actually have some photos too of where I used to be at South Coast, which is Nowra, Nowra, if you want to look it up. It's a beautiful area, and that's actually where I'm hoping to move and to live. Where is my damn lighter? Yeah, so going back to my situation, my neighbor, we've been living together probably for the last, pardon me if my leg is showing, for the last 4 years at least. And we help one another. 7:20 a.m. there. How's it 7:20 over here? Oh yeah, cool, on the same day, must be. What state? I don't know what state you're from, honey. Anyway, she is on a lot of, as I said, paraphernalia. She was in jail for a period of time for actually attempting to kill a pedophile in another housing commission area. I think she did time for that as well. And she decides to move into my area. So, yay for me. And being the nice, open, warm person I am, I let her into my house, into my life, and which I should have cut. I did cut all ties with her. There was one occasion that a lot of things were going on at the time. The entire neighborhood was up. And the police came around. I had someone arguing in my bedroom, actually, here where I live. And there was another sort of fire about 2-3 houses down. And then something happened there. They went out running. This neighbor that I've been telling you about, she tried hitting on my door with a big, I think it was a hatch or axe or something. I don't know. She did damage to my door, which I got fixed. And, yeah, enormous damage. She went down, then started to do damage to another car because another neighbor decided to come and steal her son. And when she did that, basically she was damaging another car. The police came, took statements, everything like that. I then tried to cut ties with her. About a year and a half later after that, she came around saying that her grandmother or something had passed away, so I gave her another chance, and we actually become friends. But she was obviously out. She used to call like the RSPCA, which the RSPCA here in Australia is a Royal Society for Rescue Dog or something. And yeah, me too, trying to deal with negative people. It's hard when they live one house away from you, though, Andrew. And basically all the people I have around here are negative people. That's the reason why I moved out. So thank you. Yeah, I know it's very hard. I try to give people a chance, and I sort of fall in the same sort of thing of just inviting a lot of people that I shouldn't invite. And that's where I'm at now, an AVO, which is what's an AVO? Order against violence or something like that to another person. I got a medical certificate to say that I need a transfer from my home, that I've been in my home now for probably 9 years. Yeah, it's very, very, very frustrating and very, very, very stressful. A lot of my past trauma has been coming up. I've been forgetful about taking my medication, which I am on medication as well, which is helpful for me, I suppose, and with my family and everything. I have to go for a moment. My children are doing something, but I will come back, Andrew, talking to you. I'm going to be back in like a minute or so, so hang on. Hello, told you I'll come back. Okay, I'll say number 2 with the situation of the amount of stress that I've been suffering for the last few weeks. I don't have rights to what's happening in the background, so I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. And and just for those catch up, maybe, I've been dealing with a lot of stress lately because I've been at war, would be a proper word, with a neighbor, causing me enormous amount of stress. An ex-friend, very close friend that I thought was a companion, more like a friend. She really broke my heart in so many ways, but just turned really, really crazy and very scary, I'd have to say. I've moved away from my home. I'm living with my mother at the moment. Undisclosed location. I've taken my children out of their school that they've been to since kindergarten to move away from the stalker. That's the only sort of way I could put it. She taunts me. My mental state in the last month has been very, very low. I haven't seen counseling yet for that. However, I've been on the phone with my school counselor, which is some sort of help. I've forgotten on numerous occasions to take my medication that I've been taking now since December. I've been a member of this group for a while, some time, trying to help Jamie in any way that I can. And I just really wanted to express my feelings of what's been going on, so maybe it could help something else. It's very stressful. I'm always concerned about my kids. I'm always concerned about my partner. I'm concerned about my mother, how she's dealing with this situation as well. There's a lot of authorities that don't believe in me, and that really sort of gets to your psyche. I suppose I've been having a lot more nightmares. Everything freaks me out. Small noises, weird things have been happening to my car. Just a series of events that could really spook everyone out, or anyone really, with just, not being able to be safe in your own home, I think, is just the most horrible feeling. And knowing that maybe they'll attack your children, they'll attack your pets, your beloved pets. I have 3. And, it's very tiring, emotionally. I've been traveling a lot from my mother's home to this home to be sure that I still have a home, that my things are still good. I still have a lot of things here that mean a lot to me. I am American born, but have been in Australia now for 20 years. Made in Chile. Makes me proud. My father's American, my mother's Chilean. This is a cigarette, by the way, too. Well, back to what I've been saying about what's been going on with me. For those who joined, I'm just writing my experiences of what's been happening for me for probably the last 2 months. Dealing with a very serious neighbor. She's doing a lot of threats on me online, which is probably a while ago, but it still sticks to you. She's been calling me horrible things online, saying things obviously that are not true. They're affecting me, my partner, my children, and I just wanted to share what's been going on with me. Maybe it could help others and how to deal with the situation. It hasn't put me down. I continue to do what I need to do to keep myself safe, my mental health safe, and me safe, my children safe, my partner safe. But it's very tiring. It's very exhausting. There is a lot of services here in the Sydney area where I live, but where I'm going to move to, there isn't. They're asking me why I'm moving to a less area of services, and I'm telling them because of my mental health. It's at a rise. It's rising at... Thank you, Andrew. I really hope it gets better, too. My thing is watching TV. I don't know what your things are, so maybe I could give a chance to everyone to talk about, what their thing is to get out of it. In Australia, we're also fighting for medical marijuana. Hopefully it'll become available. For me, it'll be wonderful, I think, to help with my nightmares especially. I have recurring nightmares. That is really not helpful. Ooh, clear. I'm just telling me, sorry guys, it's just telling me that tomorrow's going to be clear. It's not helpful to, I've noticed, to keep everything inside. I talk to a lot of people. I let my feelings out. And when I say people, is friends, acquaintances, mates, my partner, late at night when I need to talk to him, or my mom. She's really good, as I said. I'm getting really, really tired as it is talking about it, so I might just leave it as that. So at the moment, I have a medical certificate. I'm going to housing. Tomorrow I might video a bit more of what happened tomorrow at housing. I gotta write up a letter now to say what's been going on. That's gonna be a bit difficult, but hopefully I'll get it done. And hopefully I'll be able to get out of this situation, because it's really, really difficult on me. I'll say bye. I'll sign off. Please use this, share it if you need to. I have no problems using this video whatsoever. Spread it wide and far. Have a good evening, guys. Cheerio, or g'day, or, yep, what you say. Bye.